What's going on, Summoners? I'm Kennen, and welcome back to another ProGuides video. Today, we're going to be analyzing some of the most OP current Korean builds that you can start using in your solo queue games. We're going over every role, so no matter what you play, there should be something for you to try out. So hit that sub button, and let's get right into it.
Starting us off in the top lane, we've got the Judicator herself, Kayle. Kayle is infamous for her level 16 power spike, and for good reason. Similar to Kassadin, she gains a ton of power as the game goes on due to her evolving passive. With this in mind, Kayle's itemization is slowly shifting towards a copy of more standard AD carry builds. A lot of players forget that the waves she gains from her passive have the ability to crit too, which can make her absolutely shred through entire teams. With this build, you're looking to survive your early game until you're finally a ranged champion. Afterward, you'll be able to harass your laner with the damage that you get from press the attack, as well as the range advantage that you'll have. Be sure to don't die pre-6 with Kayle, or it can feel impossible to farm and make a comeback. You'll want to opt into Flash and Teleport with Press the Attack, Overheal, Legend Alacrity, Last Stand, Eyeball Collection, and Ravenous Hunter as your runes. For your items, be sure to start with Doran's Blade, then build into a Kraken Slayer, pick up some attack speed boots, a Phantom Dancer, an Infinity Edge, a Bloodthirster, and top it all off with situational items such as Guardian Angel, Lord Dominic's Regards, Rapid Fire Cannon, Mercurial Scimitar, or even Azonia's. And for our next top laner, we've got Kennen. Known for his game-changing ultimate, this little Yordle packs a punch with his potent laning phase and powerful mid-game. If Kennen ever gains a lead, he becomes an absolute menace for your team to deal with. I'm sure you've all run into one game where he flash ulted and you watched your entire team disappear. With this build, you're going to be the Fed Kennen that's running solo games instead. Due to your high snowball potential, you're looking to win lane so that you can stomp mid-game teamfights and lead your team to victory. Kennen is extremely powerful at bullying his laner due to his ranged attacks and quick trade combos. If you can be super aggressive versus your laner, be sure to max W first, otherwise just go for that Q max. Per usual, you'll want to take Flash and Teleport as your summoner spells, and for runes, you'll grab Conqueror, Presence of Mind, Alacrity, Last Stand, Taste of Blood, and Ravenous Hunter. When you start off the game, be sure to pick up a Doran's Blade. The build you're going to be aiming for has to rush Sork Shoes, and then you grab Rocket Belt, Void Staff, Dark Seal, Rabadons, and finish it all off with either Azonia's, Morellonomicon, or a Cosmic Drive. And before we continue to the jungle, let's quickly cover our question of the day. What is your favorite item in rune combo? I'm a support main, but when I off-roll, I'm playing AD carry, and I love Dark Harvest Collector Jhin. It's just so satisfying to pull off, and you can also build this on a lot of different assassins. But let me know yours in the comments down below. Starting us off in the jungle, we've got the Demacian Dragon, Shyvana. Shyvana is extremely well known for being able to shoot fireballs in dragon form that can potentially one-shot your carries. This long-range playstyle paired with her extremely fast yet easy clear make her a pretty strong jungler that nearly everyone can learn. This build in particular looks to optimize your damage and cooldown so that you can always launch your fireballs as soon as possible for as much as possible. Be sure to lock in Flash and Smite as your summoner spells before the game begins. For your runes, be sure to grab Dark Harvest, Cheap Shot, Zombie Ward, Ravenous Hunter, Legend Alacrity, and Coup de Grace for maximum damage potential. As for items, you're going to be building Red Smite into a Gnasher's Tooth, Sork Shoes, Night Harvester, Cosmic Drive, Dark Seal, and a Rabadons. And don't forget to upgrade your Dark Seal into a Mejai's later in the game if you're ahead. Top off your build with your choice of Void Staff, Morellonomicon, or Azonia's. Next up, we got Gragas. This Drunken Barrel roller has the potential to snowball games due to his high amount of damage and fairly strong wave clear. The issue with Gragas' jungle is that his ganks provide some CC and slows, but not a lot of damage early game. So this build looks to remedy that so that you can not only easily gank lanes, but you'll also be able to kill the enemy backline. Per usual, you'll grab Flash and Smite, and for runes, you'll take Predator, Cheap Shot, Eyeball Collection, Ingenious Hunter, Absolute Focus, and Gathering Storm. Predator helps a ton with your length of gank potential, plus it lets you respond to counter ganks way faster. As for items, you're going to go Blue Smite, Night Harvester, Cosmic Drive, Dark Seal, and Rabadons. If you get fed early on, upgrade to a Mejai's for maximum carry potential. And to top off your build, you can choose from Zonia's, Void Staff, Banshee's Veil, or Morellonomicon, depending on the situation. And hopping straight into the mid lane, we got a really interesting pick to start off. And no, we didn't accidentally put him mid, this is actually Sion mid, and it's been doing pretty well in Korea. Sion is known for his extreme tankiness, or if you go lethality, his ability to one-shot carries with a fully charged Q. Playing him mid lane will specifically have you go in a tankier build, but that doesn't mean you won't still do damage. This is best picked to counter assassins, or you can even use him to out-roam an enemy laner. For your runes, be sure to grab Grasp of the Undying, Shield Bash, Second Wind, Overgrowth, Magical Footwear, and Biscuits. You'll be starting the game off with a Doran Shield for some extra survivability, and as for your core items, they consist of Turbo Chem Tank, defensive boots of your choice, a Spirit Visage, and then you finish off the rest of your build depending on the enemy team. Your best options are Randuin's, Thornmail, Gargoyles, Force of Nature, and Abyssal Mask. Next up, we got the Shuriman Emperor himself, Azir. While Azir hasn't necessarily been meta for quite a while, it doesn't mean that he isn't still strong. His ability to poke the enemy out of lane, get picked with his ultimate, and overall just shred enemies during a teamfight make him a force to be reckoned with. To further empower your laning phase, be sure to grab Electrocute, Taste of Blood, Ghost Poro, Ravenous Hunter, Mana Flow Band, and Scorch for your runes. As for your items, you're going to start off with the Doran's Ring, and then look to pick up a Luden's as your mythic item, continuing to grab some Zork Shoes, Gnasher's Tooth, Dark Seal, and Rabadons. Per usual, if you get ahead, don't forget to upgrade to that Dark Seal. Top off your build with your choice of Void Staff, Morellonomicon, Zhonya's, or a Banshees. And speaking about non-meta picks right now, we got Ryze on the list too. Having undergone so many reworks, it's been difficult for Ryze to establish his identity as a mage. This was only made more difficult with the various item changes that came with the new season. Instead of taking him top lane, however, now you're taking him mid as a powerful mage that still has pretty high DPS. You'll grab Flash and Teleport as your summoner spells, and for runes, you'll take Phase Rush, Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, Scorch, Taste of Blood, and Ravenous Hunter. You'll start the game off with a tier and then immediately build Lucidity Boots. Afterwards, build a Luden's if the enemy is squishy, otherwise go for Leandry's. Continue your build by upgrading your tier into an Archangel Staff, and then be sure to have a Dark Seal and finish that off with the Rabadons. Your last item depends on the enemy team, but you can choose either a Zhonya's, Banshees, Void Staff, Morellonomicon, or hell, even a Frozen Heart. Before we continue on with the video, don't forget that you can still use the discount code RANKUP2021 for 20% off your next ProGuides subscription. To claim this amazing discount, just head over to ProGuides.com and enter in the code. While you're there, explore the site and see everything we have to offer so that you can reach your ranked goals. If you've never tried ProGuides subscriptions before and have always wanted to, well, now's your best chance. But now let's get into the bot laners. Starting off with the bot lane, we're looking at Tristana. Tristana has recently become a more popular pick as an AD carry, and for very good reason. Her ability to stomp lanes and scale hard allow her to be a powerful counter versus many champions in the current meta. Combine her already powerful early game with an even better early game build, and you got a recipe for a strong AD carry. For this one, you'll be taking Flash and Heal like every other AD carry, but for runes, you'll be taking Hail of Blades, Taste of Blood, Eyeball Collection, Ravenous Hunter, Presence of Mind, and Legend Alacrity. As for your items, you'll start with a Doran's Blade and then work towards a Kraken Slayer. Afterward, you'll be grabbing some attack speed boots, a Phantom Dancer, an Infinity Edge, and a Rapid Fire Cannon. Finish it all off with a GA, a Lord Doms, a Bloodthirster, or a Mercurial Scimitar. Next up, we got Varus. Varus has been in a pretty rough spot recently. With his lethality build getting nerfed and the new items not really favoring his playstyle that well, he's slowly made his way to the bottom of most AD carry rankings. However, that doesn't mean you should disregard him. He still has a great playmaking ultimate, a decent laning phase, and the ability to shred teams due to his attack speed and W passive. For your build, you'll pick up Flash and Heal as your summoner spells. For runes, you'll be taking Lethal Tempo, Presence of Mind, Bloodline, Cut Down, Magical Footwear, and Biscuits. Your itemization is very similar to Tristana since it's the best AD carry build for these types of carries. You'll be starting off with a Doran's Blade, then rushing a Kraken Slayer, attack speed boots, Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge, and then your choice of a Runeans or Rapid Fire Cannon. Finish off your build with a GA, Lord Doms, Bloodthirster, or Mercurial Scimitar, or even a Zhonya's if absolutely necessary. Ending our AD carry list, we got the loose cannon Jinx, who has slowly made a powerful comeback into the meta. She's always been a decent AD carry, but now with these additional buffs, she's only gotten stronger. With her hyperscaling and high AoE damage, she's able to shred teams and outrange most champions. Don't forget, due to the current meta, she also has a pretty good laning phase due to her ability to harass the enemy for free. Per usual, you'll grab Flash and Heal. For runes, you'll pick up Conqueror, Presence of Mind, Bloodline, Cut Down, Taste of Blood, and Ravenous Hunter. These runes will give you a strong early game and turn you into a monster once you reach late game. The items that best fit this build are rushing attack speed boots, then grabbing a Kraken Slayer afterwards with a Runeans, an Infinity Edge, and a Rapid Fire Cannon. Top it off with a GA, Phantom Dancer, Lord Dominix, Bloodthirster, or a Mercurial Scimitar. And last but not least, we got supports. And who better to start us off with than my main, Bard. Bard has always been an interesting champion as he's got one of the most unique ultimates in the game and a lot of different build paths you can go with this guy. You can also take a ton of different rune pages that have all different playstyles that depend on the Bard player. Regardless, Bard is best known for his playmaking ability as well as his high damage in the mid to late game. For this build, you'll want to take Flash and then your choice of either Ignite or Exhaust depending on if you can win lane or if you just need that Exhaust for Assassins. This is a good guy Bard build, so for runes you'll be taking Guardian, Font of Life, Conditioning, Overgrowth, Eyeball Collection, and Relentless Hunter. As for items, you'll start off with the Spell Thief's Edge, then grab Lucidity Boots, Locket, a Dead Man's Plate, and a Dark Seal. Per usual, upgrade that Dark Seal later on if applicable. And to top off your build, you can either grab a Frozen's Heart or a Banshee's Veil. The point of this build, you're tanky, but you still do some decent damage. And finally, we've got Jarvan. I know it may seem a bit strange, but hear us out on this one. Jarvan has always been a very niche pick that only a few support players ever dared to touch. However, it's important to note that Jarvan's flag is able to not only provide his team with a decent attack speed boost, but it also periodically procs Aerie due to that buff. Combine this with a good engage, and you've got a pretty good support. Since you're a support, you'll be taking either Ignite or Exhaust alongside your Flash. For your runes, you'll want to take Airy, Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, Scorch, Stopwatch, and Cosmic Insight. To empower your flag playstyle, you'll be starting with a Spell Thief's Edge, and then building Lucidity Boots and a Moonstone. Afterward, grab a Staff of Flowing Water or Ardent Censer, and you can do both if you really want to. Then you'll get a Darksteel and Rabadons. Finish off your build with Azonias or Banshees, depending on what you need.
Well, if you're like me and thought that last Bard build was a little boring, just wait till the Koreans find out about Trinity Force Hail of Blades Bard. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like on the video, sub to the channel, it really helps us out. Also, check out our community Discord using the link found below. You can join the ProGuides fam and get access to exclusive deals, giveaways, and competitions. That's it for today, so as always, best of luck on the Rift. Stay hydrated, and I'll see you next time.